If you can't tell by my channel, I'm a roller coaster fan. I've done 40 different roller coasters, and today I'm going to rank them all from worst to best. At number 40, my least favorite coaster I've done is West Coast Racers, and let me explain. First of all, no one likes a Premier train. Don't lie to me, you don't like them. And let me clarify, the West Coast Racers trains do still have comfort collars. And then here's the reason why I hate West Coast Racers so much. On the helix of the white track, I got so aggressively stapled into my seat, and it felt painful, like my legs were actually going numb. Once I got launched for the yellow side, I dueled an empty train. You will notice throughout this video, I do rank coasters more on experience rather than actually the coaster itself, but yes. At 39, we got Apocalypse. The entire experience with this ride is just incredibly loud. The queue is really loud, the station is really loud, and both the tunnels are extremely loud. We'll say the best part about it is its height probably, but besides that, its elements are a little weak as well, and this is okay. At number 38, we have Pony Express. If you're wondering why I hate Pony Express so much, it boils down to one main thing, the seats. The seats have this uncomfortable back part that literally hurts so much. I unironically call this ride the chiropractor. The layout is also pretty basic with just a launch, and it's incredibly short. The seats are the worst part though. At number 37, we have Disneyland Space Mountain. Now, you might be wondering, Bentley, why is this so low? And it boils down to one thing. I rode this one time when I was 6 by myself in the back row. So I haven't done it since. At number 36, we have the Barnstormer. First of all, it's a very basic kiddie coaster. Second of all, the seats are really uncomfortable. And third, it has a roof that you have the off chance of hitting your head on. Now, we have a lot of other kiddie coasters like this, however, this one's definitely the worst. At number 35, we have Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Now, this is the first roller coaster I've mentioned so far that isn't actually bad, however, it's just kind of basic. It does have good dark ride theming, however, 2-hour wait is steep. At number 34, we have Tron Light Cycle Run. Now, once again, this ride just isn't very comfortable and gets long wait times. Sure, it's visually really good, however, that's literally all it has for it. Number 33, we have Canyon Cruiser. Now, this is one of the shortest and smallest roller coasters I've done. However, it still wasn't boring. It actually kind of packed a little punch. It was pretty painful just because of how the lap bars are. They're kind of like Gold Rush's lap bars. And it's really shaky, so you're going to hit your knees at least once. At number 32, we have Coastersaurus. Now, Coastersaurus is only here because the next two kiddie coasters have better theming. That's literally it. Coastersaurus does have you go around the loop twice, though, which is a plus. At number 31 is Gadget's Go Coaster. Now, I am aware it's called Chippendale's Gadget Coaster now. However, last time I rode it, it was Gadget's Go Coaster. There isn't much difference between now and when I rode it, though, so it's not going to be affected too much. Also, it's literally Barnstormer, but with comfortable seats. At number 30 is Flight of the Hippogriff. We're almost done with the kiddie coasters, however, this one has the best theming thus far. It also has Buckbeak, which is a very good animatronic. At number 29, we have Roadrunner Express. I'm running out of things to say for this kiddie coaster. Its theming is pretty good, and the only reason it's this high is because I got a perfect zen ride by myself on this ride. Final kiddie coaster at number 28 is the Dragon. Now, you might be wondering why I think this is the best kiddie coaster, and I have one thing to say to you. It's half dark ride. Yeah, literally the first section is a slow-moving dark ride, and then the last section is a standard kiddie coaster. Need I say more? Now, this might be controversial, but number 27 is Electric Eel. Now, when I rode it, it had comfort collars, so if I ride it again, it might be a little bit higher on the list. But I don't see the hype, honestly. I've always found it really uncomfortable, especially with Emperor not far. At number 26, we have Gold Rusher. Honestly, this ride was very standard, and its seats really hurt. Probably its main strong suit is its views, but that's pretty much it. Now at number 25 and at number 24, we have Big Thunder at Magic Kingdom and Big Thunder at Disneyland. The reason I'm grouping them together is they are the same ride with minor theming elements different. At Magic Kingdom, I rode the Big Thunder from 2024, so the non-themed version, I guess you could call it. So because of that, it's easy to say that the Disneyland Big Thunder is better. Now at number 23, we have Slinky Dog Dash. It's a pretty decent launch coaster, however it's nothing really special. Good theming though. Now at number 22, we have Lego Technic Coaster. This is actually a really solid Wild Mouse for the people who haven't been on it. It's the exact same track layout as Coast Rider at Knott's, however it doesn't have the shin guard, so it's actually really comfortable. Also, that first drop will sneak up on you, it's good. At number 21 is Jaguar. Jaguar is incredibly slept on. I really like Jaguar. It is pretty basic, however it goes everywhere and you get a great view of Knott's. I'd recommend just for the sightseeing alone. At number 20, the halfway mark, we have Arctic Rescue. It has good theming, however its ride operators and seats aren't great and it gets long lines. At number 19, hot take, the Big Apple Coaster. Now this is probably the rarest coaster credit I have, and I actually really thought it was good. I like it for some of the same reasons as Jaguar, where you get to see a lot of the Vegas Strip. Plus the coaster elements are actually really fun. And well, yes, it does have comfort collars, and I slammed Electric Eel pretty hard for having them. They actually didn't really feel that bad on it. At number 18, we have the Great American Revolution. Honestly, this ride was pretty solid and actually decently smooth for how old it is. It was decently tame, however, that's not a bad thing. It's definitely a pretty good coaster. That and I got front row because the only wait for a row was for the third row for some reason. At number 17, we have Full Throttle. The reason it's here is because it has Premier Trains. They don't have comfort collars, but still, the hang time you get on the first loop is absolutely euphoric. That is the most hang time I've ever gotten on a coaster ever. Besides that, that's pretty much it. The hang time's good, but then it's just not at all anymore fun. At number 16, hella underrated, is Sierra Sidewinder. Now, I rode riding backwards, which probably affects the ranking a bit, but I thought it was really fun and forceful too. As you'll see by some of the other entries to come, I'm a sucker for spinning coasters, and this was actually really fun. At number 15, we have Manta. Now, Manta's really good and has some decent theming. It isn't as good as when I first went on it, but it's still decent. The music's really good, the theming is really good. The only problem is the layout's a little flat. Besides that, it's really good. At number 14, we have Space Mountain Alpha Side at Magic Kingdom. As you can see, the two Space Mountain picks are very different, probably just because of the circumstances. I loved every single second of it too. It didn't really hurt as much as people said it did. Also, yes, I am showing ride footage. Also, I specified I did do the Alpha side and not the Omega side. The only difference is 10 feet of track. They have the same duration and height and speed. Number 13, we have Viper. I will say, was this ride rough? Yes. Was it so rough I wanted it to be replaced by something else? Absolutely not. I just thought this ride was really fun, and it was actually really punchy too. By punchy, I mean the restraint punched me full force in the cheek, but that's fine. At number 12, we have Journey to Atlantis. Now you might be wondering, Bentley, why do you like Journey to Atlantis so much? And to you, I say one thing and one thing only. The duration. It's 6 minutes of pure roller coaster, and I love it. I haven't gotten to ride it with the new water fountains, however I'd really like to. At number 11, just missing the top 10, we have Ninja. Now, honestly, for me, Ninja was just absolute fun and chaos. I loved it. I did find it rougher than Viper, however, that's not why I like it better than Viper. A lot of the drops are actually really intense, which I wasn't expecting. I also wasn't expecting to get drenched by Jetstream on the ride, but you never know. The top 10 coasters are all phenomenal. At number 10, we have Expedition Everest Legend of the Forbidden Mountain. This ride, just like its title, is also pretty long. Expedition Everest's theming is also really good. That and that indoor helix will really get you. And yes, this is the famous Disney roller coaster with the tracks missing. At number 9, we have Riddler's Revenge. So this ride's very hit or miss depending on how the seats work for you. For me, they worked pretty much perfectly. I was flat-footed the whole time without any discomfort. However, the person I was with did not think as highly of the ride because his seat clicked up once before the ride dispatched, so he had to stand on his tippy toes the whole time. Overall, I found it fun, but I see its flaws. At number 8, we have Revenge of the Mummy. Revenge of the Mummy was actually really good and exceeded my expectations. It had dark ride elements, it was fast, it went backwards, pretty much everything that I've said before about the others that I like. One thing I will say though is the effects haven't aged particularly well. At number 7, we have Batman the Ride. This ride was actually pretty intense. I really enjoyed it. It's probably the most intense thing I've done. My feet felt tingly. I got an end seat, however, I don't know if that really made a big difference because I was in the dead middle, so... Also, the theming in the queue is pretty good. At number 6, we have Emperor. Sorry, E-Forces. This is definitely the best ride at SeaWorld San Diego. It's so just... The only thing it really lacks is theming. It's a little bare bones. However, the ride itself is really good. Most of all, it's incredibly smooth. At number 5, we have Ghost Rider. Now, I got a little lucky, and on the only time I've went on Ghost Rider, I got the front row. Now, I will say, on the lift hill, the sun was kind of hurting my eyes through the wood, but I wouldn't say the coaster's bad because of that. That's a very minute detail. It was actually a really punchy ride. I'd really recommend. At number 4, we have Tatsu. Honestly, I didn't find this ride very intense. It was pretty tame. It was still a really good ride. I just didn't feel like it was very intense. All the pretzel roll was going head first, then on your back, and then back to going straight up. At number 3, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. This ride checks all the boxes. It's fast, it's long, it has on-ride music, the theming's good, the story's good. Zero complaints for the ride. The song I got was Disco Inferno, which is the favorite of the songs you can get. It's a spinning coaster, which, like I said, I really like. How does it get better, you ask? I'll show you. Insanely hot take. At number 2, we have Goliath. This ride was really, really good. It was decently smooth, not too bad. It was honestly very floaty, and I don't know how people find this boring. That mid-course brake run is a little tough, though. Okay, at number 1, my absolute favorite roller coaster I've ever done is Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. This coaster was just phenomenal from beginning to end. I got a walk-on this, which made it even better, but its hang time's really good. Its pacing is a little fast, but it's really good. It's just, yes, amazing. I have 0 complaints for this ride. Absolutely none. I hope you enjoyed my list. I'd love to make other lists about the other types of rides I've been on, too. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.